Check.
Test,
Hello.
test, test,
Hello.
test, test,
Jesus
test,
is on
test,
my
test.
screen.
Yes, I love it.
Sweet.
Show the camera. Here's his message.
I'm the little
There
lamb.
he is. That's good. Henry, thanks for coming on.
Yeah. No, thanks for having me. Crazy week, man. Crazy week. Still not processing it at all, I can tell.
Mm-hmm.
My therapist has told me that, actually.
You're not
So-
processing it.
Not processing it the way a lot of people would. It's very reserved, and he thinks my body's still, or not my body,
Something's
my
wrong
trans-
with you.
Something's wrong. He's like, your body's not wanting to process the emotions that should come out from that.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but I mean, I get little snippets, little areas where I do kind of feel
Yeah.
those little anxiety
Yeah.
from it and all that stuff. But yeah,
You haven't been sleeping much, you said?
not much.
Yeah.
No, because I kind of get these reoccurring flashbacks, and when I try to go to bed, and it's kind of
Yeah.
like it's not like I could just put it off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, type thing.
Well, thanks so much for sitting down. Thank you so much for being here. For everyone listening, we are here. We're at Utah Valley University. We are a couple 100 feet from where Charlie Kirk was just assassinated 5 days ago.
Yeah.
God. Henry was the last person to ever have a full conversation with him, to ever have a full debate, to ever talk about his faith.
Yeah, his faith, his testimony, his last laugh, his last giggle.
Ugh.
I saw that. Everyone's been pointing that out. And I posted my little initial question before my phone overheated and stopped recording. But
Does it feel like an honor or a burden?
I don't feel like.
Quick pause. If you stop, like this video, subscribe to this channel, that means my channel is going to grow, which means I can keep doing this. It is the #1 thing that you can do to support me. Please take a second, like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and enjoy the rest of the clip.
Does it feel like an honor or a burden?
I don't feel like it was an honor for me, but I don't want it to be like, dude, look, you were the last. I don't want it to be on me, to be honest. Like, it was an honor
About
for,
you.
Yeah, I don't want it to be about me. It was an honor for me as an individual, yes, but the spotlight does not need to be on me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The spotlight needs to be on God-inspired one. I guess you could say an individual. I guess you could say it was me, whatever, to talk about God. But the sequence that I was the first question, Charlie got his last testimony out,
Mm-hmm.
and he was a perfect example of what he preached.
It's kind of both. It's kind of an honor and a burden. And I hate to use the word honor in a way that people might say sounds insensitive in this context.
Yeah,
But when there's a part of you that will always be burdened by what happened that day. The fact that I'm the last person he ever talked to. But I would say there's nothing insensitive about also saying that it can be kind of an honor to have been the one to make him laugh,
to laugh,
right?
yeah, a little giggle, yeah.
It's an honor to be the last debater, right?
Yeah, of course, because it was like one of those things where, like, I knew we had just a difference in religion.
Yeah.
And I knew he loved debate. That's what his whole thing was. Prove me wrong.
Yeah.
My initial thing was he's usually saying prove me wrong. I was the one who'd say.
You said you opened up when you walked up. You said, what was your opening question?
I said, Charlie, we agree on a lot of things. I had to find something that we didn't agree on. That's religion. I said, my thing is I believe Mormonism's more theologically correct historically than Protestantism. Prove me wrong.
Yeah, and everyone he laughed.
He laughed. And then he laughed.
He laughed.
He had his little giggle, and it was from the jump. It was what he came for.
Yeah,
what he loved to do, and he got to testify at it after it. So,
well, Henry, thanks for making time for this. Thank you for joining me.
Of course.
Anything crazy happened this last week,
dude? A lot happened, man.
Yeah.
You know, obviously there's the Charlie Kirk thing, but dude, my week's been kind of crazy with work. It was one thing on top of another, than this.
So not to make you relive the moment, but my understanding is you were the very first person to speak.
Yeah.
To Charlie.
Yeah.
And then you passed the mic over, and
dude, it felt like within like a minute, later, like because I think the other kid asked maybe one question,
Do me
Charlie
do
answered.
me a favor, real quick. This lift up your mic just a little bit.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Yeah, that looks good.
There you go. Yeah,
But
better. But yeah, as little movement on the table as possible. It's good.
yeah.
But anyways, sorry, I interrupted you.
No. So
So you passed the
I
mic
passed
over.
passed the mic over to the next kid, and he only really got off two questions, and then in the midst of the second, or I think at the very end of the second, dude, just happened kind of real quick.
Well, I'll give you the chance to retell all of that during this conversation in a bit. Tell me about you a little bit. Do you live here? Do you go to school here?
So I do live here. Haven't lived here that long actually. I've only been here for about 5 to 6 months.
Okay.
I think I moved here in March.
How old are you?
24.
24. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
24. Yeah, I moved here in March. I actually dumb of me, but like I moved out here for a girl. And
Is this still a thing?
no.
Dude.
This was what I was telling you, where I had multiple things that happened this week.
Oh shoot!
Yeah.
This just ended.
Well, yes, but I found out she was a big cheater and liar and a whole bunch of stuff.
Oh
and
god! Does she live here?
yeah,
So she lives here. You moved here for her.
yeah, she's a divorced mom, and she
Okay.
has two kids. But
Stepdad season.
yeah,
You were ready to
I
go.
was trying to, man. I was adopted, dude. So like understanding like a good father figure needing
Mm-hmm.
to be present in the house is
Mhm.
like I understood that because I looked at my dad, and I saw how important his presence was for me growing up, and so I was like, dang, one, I love this girl, and then secondly, I felt for her kids, so I was
Mhm.
like, I want these kids to have the best
Yeah.
thing. Then come to find out she's sleeping around with
You
other
found that out
people.
this week?
Yep, Sunday. So I found it out. Yeah, I found out Sunday before the event, before
Before the
Wednesday.
event.
Yeah, well, Sunday. Yeah, the Sunday before the event with Charlie, and so
So it's not been a good week.
no, it
Okay.
hasn't been a good week,
Yeah.
bro. And it's been one of those things where I had a she gave me a picture that was painted of her ex-husband and that I believed, and she had me block him on everything so he couldn't
She
reach out.
she painted a picture?
Yeah, so
Oh,
basically, so
in my head.
no,
I'm
no.
thinking she drew you a picture. I'm like, what?
Yeah, no.
I'm not the
No.
sharpest. Okay?
Yeah,
I'm
no,
not
you're
the
good,
sharpest.
dude.
Listen.
Well, I'm not either. So I think it's funny because a lot of people, whenever they hear me do my debates or something, they're like, "Dude, you're pretty articulate and smart." I'm like, "Nah." A lot of the times, I'm really not. But
It's the Riz, man. It just comes off.
It's what it feels like, dude. It's what it feels like.
So
Bless his
you
soul.
moved here for a girl. Didn't work out. You gonna move away? Or are you sticking around?
I don't plan on it. I do some construction work here and trying to
Okay.
I have some business partners and stuff. So we opened up a construction abatement company out here. So I've been trying
Nice.
to scale that out and build that out and build some reputation.
I've
around
never
here.
been this far. I think I was telling you, I've never been this far west before. This is
Yeah.
like 1,000 miles further west than I've ever been. And you can see behind me on the camera here, we're
the mountain,
completely
yeah.
surrounded by mountains. That
Yep.
way, this way.
Yep.
I'm like in awe over it. Like we're flying in
It's
and we get under the
pretty.
clouds, and I was like, holy smokes. I mean,
Yeah.
it's unbelievable.
Dude,
It is gorgeous.
It is. It's completely different from Texas too, because I was actually raised out in East Texas, and it was nothing but like forest and brush and stuff
Okay.
up there. You got some hills and stuff,
Yeah.
but you don't have mountains,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Well, that
And
was the
so-
furthest east I've been. I spent a lot of time in Dallas.
Yeah.
So one of my best buddies lives in Dallas, and I have a
Okay.
bunch of friends there. So I try and go. Like I've been there like 5 or 6 times this year.
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
just hanging
Dude,
out.
Dallas is cool, man. So, dude, ironically enough, like since all this stuff that's happening and stuff like that, especially with Charlie, and I used to actually live in Frisco, and it was soon after when I moved is when that thing happened with the track meet with Carmelo Anthony and
Oh.
the stabbing of that one kid.
When was that?
That dude, I think it was in April.
I was gonna say that feels like
Maybe
it was either early
it
this
was
year.
Yeah, it was earlier this year when it
Wow.
happened, but they kind of played it out a little bit longer.
You're
the
cursed, man.
process
It
of
follows you.
dude, it was not fun. It was like I called my buddy.
Was that in Frisco?
Yeah, Frisco High School. It was a Frisco High School track event.
Hey.
Yeah, dude, and I thought it was crazy because as soon as I moved over here, I called my one of my old business partners, Ken, who still lives in Frisco, and I was like, dude, did this seriously just happen at the high school? And he was like, yeah. He goes, this kid just randomly went up and well, randomly, of course, there's probably a lead up to it, but
Right.
I don't want to say it was random, but yeah, he
You don't
said
know.
he went up, yeah, he went up and just did this act, and I was like, that's crazy, that's insane.
So why were you? Do you go to school here?
No,
Oh, you don't go to college here.
no.
Oh,
So I
okay.
got some friends that go to college here.
Oh, okay.
So I got a Jewish friend like Sneer. He goes here. I got a couple of other buddies. I got a friend who just graduated last semester from
Okay.
here, and so I just had some friends that kind of were posting and talking about how Charlie was coming to campus and how it was basically like what he's always done, like a open public like dialogue debate thing. And so I was working that morning, got some work done. I was like, all right, I'm gonna head over there and I'm gonna see if I can't get an opportunity to
So you
talk to
just had some
Charlie.
friends say, "Hey, Charlie's gonna be here," and
Yeah,
you showed up.
yeah, yep. And then I got a flyer from them, and yeah, dude, it was a unique opportunity that I thought I was like, if I can get in line.
Did you? I mean, were you super familiar with Charlie beforehand?
Yeah, yeah, dude.
Okay.
I listen to his debates on YouTube all the time. So
Are
if
you a
I've
fan of Charlie's?
yeah, yeah,
Oh, okay.
I love Charlie. Like, I mean, I don't obviously like. There's a couple of things that we wouldn't agree on all the time, but like for the majority, I agreed on him on pretty much everything when it came to
Politically.
politics,
Mhm.
politically. Yeah. So I actually went up to Charlie and I said, hello, Charlie. Actually, a big fan. It's like I actually had to find something that I disagreed with you on to be able to
That
come
was
up here.
that was your opening to him.
Yeah, yeah, it was my opening to him. So I was like, introduced myself. I told him how, I pretty much aligned with him politically, had to
Mhm.
find something to disagree with him on
How
and
did you
stuff.
get at that point of the line that you were first? You just were you there early, or how does that
So
work?
I was there semi early, but like before they started telling everyone where the line was gonna form, they had some people that were volunteers for Turning Point, and they basically were telling me or some of the people, they're like, okay, who wants to ask a question? Raise your hands and stuff like that. Forever, whoever wants to ask a question and stuff like that. And they kind of asked us like, yo, what's your question gonna be? What's your question gonna be? And so we got that to that point, and it was funny because some of them were telling them like, hey, I'm gonna ask about this thing, abortion, or this thing on race, or this thing on immigration, and I was like, I'm gonna talk to them about religion.
Mhm.
So I was like, I'm gonna talk.
Because you didn't have.
Yeah, I really didn't disagree with him on
Yeah.
those things.
Yeah.
So
Is that like the biggest point of disagreement between you and Charlie?
yeah, yeah, it's actually when I went up there, I told Charlie, I was like, I saw your debate or dialogue with Michael Knowles because Michael's Catholic
Yeah,
and
yeah, I saw that.
he's Protestant. So I saw how they kind of went. I was like, wow, I
Who won that
watched it.
debate?
I don't think either of them did, to be
Yeah.
honest, dude.
You
Like,
think? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
cause like, well, they were so like for me,
I had thought Charlie won.
you thought
When
Charlie
when I
won.
listened, I thought,
Charlie's cool.
but I'm a Protestant, so
Yeah, yeah, it makes
naturally.
sense. Yeah, it makes sense. You want to play. For me, that's why it's like I don't subscribe to either side. But
Right.
for me, even before I came to religion as an atheist for a long time, I I was able to study the Bible from a historical perspective before I studied it from a dogmatic perspective. And so when I heard Charlie be like, well, or not Charlie, when I heard Michael tell Charlie, he's like, yeah, well, Charlie, believes this, and he's basically adopting some dogmas from Catholicism and all this
Hmm.
stuff. He's like, he has this, but we have 2,000 years of history. I was like, yeah, but you didn't elaborate on those 2,000 years of history, man. Like, what all did you guys do? What all happened? And there was a lot of things, dude.
Hmm.
It's like for me, I understood like the church in the early church, it was not what they tried to paint it as, like, oh, this one church was unanimous and they all agreed on these things. So I was like, no. I was like, some of the church fathers they refer to for some teachings, they disagreed on a bunch of things. And so I was able to pinpoint the fact that I was able to pinpoint the fact that they weren't telling the whole truth.
Mhm.
And so I was like, either they're a little bit
Right.
naive on it or they're just kind of being disingenuous.
So you get up there, and somehow you end up first in line. I had seen pieces of
yeah.
the conversation,
Yeah.
clips.
Yeah.
How long was the conversation?
It was like it was like 9 minutes and 30 seconds, I think.
Oh, it was almost 10 minutes.
Yeah, almost 10
shoot.
minutes.
I didn't
Yeah,
realize it was that
something
long.
like
I mean, I've seen 30 seconds of it.
Yeah.
I seen the clip where he says,
was because he went off and ranted a little bit about Mormons and how great Mormons were.
Yeah,
in the beginning.
You said what? What did you say? More.
So I said, the basis of what I was trying to get to is that Mormonism is more theologically correct than Protestantism.
And Charlie responded and he said, "First of all, I love Mormons."
Yeah.
And then everyone cheered.
Yeah,
right?
everyone
Yeah.
cheered. Yeah, and
Yeah.
it was great, dude. And
And
I
for
loved
you, it was
that.
a cool moment.
It was because
Thank you so much for listening to this clip of the Here's What Happened podcast. Make sure you slide over to the Here's What Happened podcast YouTube channel to listen to the full episode. While you're at it, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Thank you for listening.